Hello, and thank you for joining me for my health education program for my community health nursing class. My name is Lindsay, and today I will be discussing depression and anxiety in college students. Our objectives today are going to be to understand the possible causes of college depression, be able to name signs and symptoms of depression and anxiety, understand the risk factors of depression and anxiety in the college student, be able to name warning signs of suicide, understand that there are hotlines and outreach programs that may offer help for those with depression and anxiety, and to understand factors that can prepare college students for college life. I'm going to ask that you take a moment to stop here and complete the pre-test that is attached in the YouTube link in the description. This will help us gauge your pre- and post-presentation knowledge. All right, we are going to get some facts. Now, according to the Mayo Health Clinic, in an article written by Ginger Abbott for the National Alliance on Mental Health, up to 44% of college students report being depressed. 30% of those students report being depressed in the last year. Now, 63% of students report feeling overwhelming anxiety in college, and suicide is the third leading cause of death in college students. Common causes of depression in college students include relationships, that's both intimate and peer related, sexual assault, sexual identity crisis, use of drugs or alcohol, a family history of depression, stressful life events, comparing one's achievements or failures to peers, and this can be schoolwork related, activity related, and then fear of disappointing. This fear of disappointment can be to themselves, it could be to parents, it could be to instructors, anyone that they hold in high standards. Signs and symptoms that may appear in the college student with depression and anxiety may include difficulty with schoolwork, loss of interest in activities they previously enjoyed, changes in eating or sleeping patterns, eating or sleeping more, or eating and sleeping less, emotional outbursts, including anger, sadness, any of those negative emotions that overwhelm them, feeling overwhelmed in general, panic, faulty self-assessments that they are not up to standards for the education they are trying to get, or that they may be disappointing family members or staff members, lack of energy, feelings of worthlessness and guilt, trouble thinking, concentrating, making decisions, and remembering things. And then there is frequent or recurrent thoughts of death, suicidal thoughts, suicide attempts, or completed suicide. Risk factors for college students to develop or worsen depression or anxiety have a wide range. We'll start with psychological factors. This could be low self-esteem or confidence, underlying mental health issue before entering college that becomes exacerbated, personality type, such as type A, neurotic, and loneliness. This is the first time a lot of people are on their own. They're away from their family, they're away from their usual subset of friends, and if they're busy with schoolwork, they don't have a lot of time to recreate that support group. We have academic factors, such as fear of poor grades, workload pressure, exams. We have non-native language speaking students. This can affect their academics greatly due to struggling to understand the instructors or the requirements of the assignments or even the questions on the exams. We have lack of subject mastery and negative staff relationships. As with any relationship or large population group, we're not going to get along with everybody. Struggling to get along with your instructor or other staff members is going to make your college career harder than it would for someone who has those good staff relationships. We have biological factors such as age and gender. We know that depression affects both of those differently. And then we are going to discuss lifestyle factors. Things such as smoking, drugs, and alcohol are all going to affect your performance as well as your mental health. We've got lack of physical activity. College students are mostly focused on making sure they get to class and are getting enough time to study and complete their assignments. That lack of physical activity definitely plays havoc on your mental health. We have eating concerns, not eating enough, overeating, not eating a healthy lifestyle, or worse, having eating disorders. There is inadequate sleep. We, of course, as college students, spend more of our time doing assignments and studying than anything, and sometimes our sleep suffers for that. Either we're not sleeping enough or the sleep we are getting is not a good, decent sleep. We have social factors. So lack of a support network, like I previously mentioned. We are going to be missing that family and friends that we are used to having so close. Infrequent family visits, minus those that stay in state or community college. A lot of college students head out of state. That makes for a hard time seeing family, at least in person. Thankfully, we have things such as FaceTime now to where we can still see and talk with family members. We've got lack of involvement in social activities. Again, so focused on that getting to class and making sure we're studying and getting our assignments done that we don't take time for our own self-preservation and go out and do things that we enjoy. And we have topics such as being minorities. You feel left out, or social stigmas. Maybe you have an illness, physically or mentally, that you are concerned people will judge for, so you tend to not reach out socially. And of course, there's the financial factors. Many college students are not rolling in dough. So there's the struggle of going out or doing things that we enjoy due to lack of financial income. And then there's more serious things such as making sure that they're having enough money to get food or keep cover over their head. Many factors play a part into the risk factors here. Okay, so with the risk of depression and anxiety also comes the risk for suicide. Warning signs of suicide include ignoring classwork or skipping class, withdrawal from friends and wanting to be left alone, giving away possessions, especially prized possessions, talking about suicide, doing risky or self-destructive things such as using drugs or driving recklessly, increasing use of alcohol or drugs if it was something that was already done previously, and saying goodbye to people as if they won't be seeing them again. Now, there are hotlines for both suicidal people or just people who need help with their depression and anxiety. Some of those are listed here as ulifeline.org. You can text or call to speak with a trained professional. We have samhsa.gov, who also has a helpline. They also have a list of by state information of places that you can get help or information. And then we have NAMI.org, that's the National Association for Mental Illness. They again have a phone or text option there. Text option, you can reach anyone 24/7. They are a great resource for those looking to find out information regarding mental health. maybe their own mental health condition. They have a section for family and friends who are concerned with someone who has issues with depression or anxiety. They have outreach groups, helplines, lots of good information there, even if you want to just check it out just to have some of those resources. Alright, so of course, with anything, you can try and prepare for college to help decrease your risk of depression or anxiety. Some things that can be done to prepare for college are become accustomed to the college campus before the start of the school year. Go take a tour, take 2 tours, 3 tours, get comfortable with where everything that you may need to encounter is at. That is going to decrease your anxiety when you are trying to run from class to class to find these buildings or locations. Set a realistic view of the education big picture. Of course, we want to all be the best, but sometimes that is not going to happen. As long as you are surviving and you are passing, that may just need to be good enough. Manage fears of the future. Make a list. What are your concerns of the future? What are your goals? What are you okay with not achieving in those goals to help you keep from drowning while in college? And then build independent living skills. This is more for at a young age if you are teaching kids, if you're a parent, or maybe you're a young adult and you're trying to get prepared for what to do in college. Having those independent living skills once you leave the nest is going to help you immensely. You are going to know how to pay bills on your own, or where to research things, or how to find things out on your own, make appointments. This is going to take a lot of that anxiety and fear out of the college life. As you can see, we have reached our reference page, so this is the end of the presentation. I hope you have enjoyed and learned something new. I ask that you take a moment to repeat that test that you took at the beginning to see how much knowledge you have learned regarding depression and anxiety in college students. Thank you.